You already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Ashley, why you starting early? Why are you starting early? Why you starting early? What is going on, Bruce? I am back, but Thailand was beautiful. Okay, I have posted all about my trip on my personal channel on YouTube, and you can see it all over there. I still got more to post, so be on the lookout. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, there is a little bit of mess to discuss. A little bit of mess. Okay, a little bit. And y'all know we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about the Married to Medicine reunion. Let me find out if they got like a little Married to Medicine, because they usually have a little press release. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that up. Y'all let us know where y'all watching from while I pull that up. Let us know where y'all watching from. Y'all, I don't know what is going on today. But there is also an explosive I don't want to say altercation, but there's an explosive fight between Dr. Simone and Quad at the Married to Medicine reunion. Okay. And we're going to get into that. But we got to talk about Toya facing off with Porsha. And when I talk about face off, I'm talking about they talking about their faces. Okay. We talking changing faces. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We talking changing faces. So we about to get into it. Without any further ado. All right. So this is what started the whole beef, with Porsha and with Toya. It started with Toya. Okay. So when Toya was asked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta premiere, she had this to say.
I did.
You like it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I did. I like it a lot. It's a lot of Botox and fillers.
See? Now, was Toya being, just blunt, or was she being shady? Was she being blunt or was she being shady? Because B Cutie says, is Toya lying though? Ooh. Why y'all say frozen faces? Not frozen. I cannot with y'all, but let's continue.
Oh, from who?
Which
From
I am not.
Who's doing the most?
Man, I saw Nicki Minaj on there. I saw Lil' Kim.
Who's Nicki and who's?
Okay, so Toya. Did you say Michael Jackson? Who is Michael Jackson? Okay. She says she saw Lil' Kim. She says she saw Nicki Minaj. Oh, God. So then, are you saying that Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj look like she tries to clear it up later, or is she saying that the girls are trying to look like Nicki Minaj? Maybe that's what she means. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat. Do you are you saying that she is she saying that Nicki and Kim look like they got the fillers and these girls look like them? Or is she saying these girls get the fillers to look like Nicki and Kim? I kind of thought Britt looked a little like Nicki myself, but that was just me. I thought it was just me, myself, and I. But I didn't attribute it to filler in the face. I just attributed it to, oh, she kind of, the way she speaks a little bit, she kind of like moves a little like reminiscent of like Nicki. They don't look alike per se, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what y'all feel like Toya is trying to say. Now, Toya will try to clear it up, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's continue.
You know, them two ponytails, and the other one was like the smile that was, it was like real.
Who was she talking about? Who was she talking about with the smile? Who was she talking about? I'm looking at y'all comments.
Oh, they're not seeing the right doctors.
Yeah.
You guys
Oh my God.
Freaking March medicine.
I mean, Jackie's the only one that does that gives fillers.
Yeah.
I didn't know Dr. Jackie did the fillers.
Botox and stuff like that, but
And dissolvers, possibly.
I don't know what, but that was a lot for me.
Okay.
You know,
it looks like you're still recovering.
It's a lot to watch. It made.
Was it that bad? Were their faces that bad?
Made me feel like I was watching this beautiful black soap opera.
Okay.
So Porsha felt a certain type of way. Okay. Porsha was like, to be honest, the girls from the Real Housewives of Atlanta has always supported the other black shows on the network. And for me, definitely Married to Medicine. And to see her as a black woman talk about the features and pick apart Atlanta is really kind of sad. We may shade one another on our show, but we keep it in-house. We haven't been out there tearing down someone else's. Let's do better. Let's all win. So then Toya chimes back in and says, girls, stop. You called another black woman ashy. I mean, that was how many years ago? And that was on the same show. I kind of felt like that was a reach, but okay. She then goes on to say, not to mention you were a tad shady to our franchise under a Phaedra Parks post. I don't know why she's tagging Kenya and Phaedra Parks. Now, I don't know if Kenya's going to respond, but Phaedra definitely ain't going to respond. Anyway, it says, you and I both know how these interviews go. I definitely stated a balanced view of the good and the bad. Don't jump on the bandwagon. Did Porsha have a right to respond? I kind of felt like she did. Unless you're going to be specific and say whose face you talking about. I mean, I don't know. Y'all let me know. Whose side are y'all on? Okay? You can put lotion on, but you can't change a frozen face. Okay? Toya is confusing me on this one a little bit. I mean, I don't know. You know, yeah, I agree. You can't really change a face, and then you don't know who she's talking about specifically. I don't know. You know, this comes after Dr. Simone also shaded Porsha by calling her the ultimate mean girl. So I don't know what it is. The Married to Medicine ladies, I don't know if it's the Phaedra effect with Phaedra leaving Atlanta Married to Medicine to go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know if it's that effect and then her shading Married to Medicine, but it's having us this weird spillover wherein now the Married to Medicine ladies are now coming for the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies. So this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. This cross show beef. Okay. But let's continue. Toya clears up her Nicki Minaj comment. She says, I have nothing but love for her and her beauty. She says, I am one of Nicki Minaj's biggest fans and have nothing but love for her and her beauty. It's not an insult to say these girls are trying to mimic her look with Botox and fillers. So she tries to clear it up. And probably for the best, because the Barbs, they do not play. They don't. Not one bit. Okay. She cleared it up real quick. Okay. Real quick. Do the Real Housewives of Atlanta girls have the Married to Medicine ladies shook? I don't know. This is an interesting little battle that we have going on here. And it was definitely not on my bingo card. Okay, I'm going to ask a question and then I'm going to take it back. What be the most disturbing filler feature for y'all? If you can answer in the chat. Like, what do you think Toya was most specifically referring to? Is it the cheek filler that may be getting to y'all, or is it maybe the mouth filler? Like, which filler bothers y'all the most? I'm just curious if you are bothered, because some people maybe not bothered. Okay. Oh, I didn't listen. I got to go back and watch. I was in flight. The nose, Beasley in the Trap says. The cheeks, Frankie says. Big cheeks. The lips. The lips. The lips and the cheek. Okay. Okay. Hey, boo. The lips. I did. I'm gonna say it and take it back. I'm just asking a question. Word on the street is Phaedra had them banned from the Real Housewives of Atlanta premiere last week. Maybe this is the way Married to Medicine has. Ooh, Phaedra. Ooh, Phaedra. Is that shade, Phaedra? Not by all of the above. Not filler in all her parts. All of it. Okay. I just be wondering. I like a good jawline. I got the benefit of having a beard, so it creates the illusion of jawline. Okay. It creates the square right there. Okay. Y'all, let's get into this Married to Medicine trailer. Okay. Shout out to my source who sent me the tea. Okay. Because without it, I would have been in meeting after meeting after meeting, not knowing what was going on. Okay. So I owe you a Starbucks.
3-part reunion.
Now, did y'all see this already? If you've seen it, chime down. There was one person's cheeks that I was like, oh my God, your cheeks are going to come through the screen like the lady from The Ring. It was one person. I'm not going to say who, okay? Because I would never do that. I don't like talking, like, for real. Okay, so here's the thing. By golly, I don't really like to do that because I feel like I can only say something if I feel like it's noticeable. You know what I'm saying? And it was a pair of cheeks in there that I felt like was really just go crawl through the screen, And so that'd be the only thing that sometimes I'd be like, oh wow, like that's a cheek right there. That cheek is cheeking. You know what I'm saying? The cheek is whoo, that is a cheek right there. Meanwhile, let's get to this trailer. I ain't gonna say who it was. If you know, you will know if you felt it in that moment when you said, "Whoa, that's a cheek." Wow. Hello, hey cheek. It was like the cheek was. I swear the cheek was crawling up the wall and on the ceiling. Okay. But the ladies do look great. That's what I'll end with. They look great. I'm the type of person that if you want to fill your face up with glue, okay, well, please don't do that. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, whatever your preference is, whatever your preference is, just do it. Do what you like, okay? Do what you want to do. I love it. If you like it, I love it. Miss Cargill, thank you so much for that super chat. I cannot. Miss Cargill, I fully acknowledge your super chat. Thank you very much for that. I'm not gonna put that person's name up on the screen. She wasn't even who I was talking about, to be honest with you. Okay. She wasn't who I was talking about, but I don't want to put, out of respect, I just don't want to put her name and put that on the screen. Okay. I'm just saying, you go back and watch the episode. All right, so let's get into this Married to Medicine reunion trailer. If you guys have seen the press release for it, they're leading it with the Dr. Simone and Quad face-off that happens backstage. And basically, Dr. Simone shouts at Quad, you gave us your butt to kiss when we hung out with Greg, and then you got exactly what you effing deserved. Bloop. Okay. And of course, I feel like Toya has for some reason, interestingly turned completely on Sweet Tea. But let's get into it.
3-part reunion.
Let's go. Are you ready? We're gonna tell the truth. That's what we do.
I like the colors.
You have been giving us your ass to kiss for years.
I never felt like Simone and Quad would really be friends. Is it just me? I don't know why. I just don't feel like I feel like at the core, they just don't really like each other. Or maybe not that they don't really like each other. It's just that they got something that just can't be worked out.
You said that bitch.
No, I did not. I said you, bitch.
Ain't that the same thing? I mean, potato.
I never wanted you to get into it with her. You said we shared the same dick. You did.
I mean, not at the same time, different eras, different eras. It was the Quad era at one point, and now it's the Sweet Tea era for the D,
What does the mother-in-law care if your vagina's tighter?
Because her son is happy.
Okay. Are you still seeing Chuck?
Child, I can't tell.
They might as well have had a picture of Phaedra like they had at the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion of Karen, right? Okay. They have found a way to include Phaedra in this mix. I wonder what Phaedra's going, if Phaedra ain't gonna have nothing to say about it. I'm sure somebody gonna ask her. Somebody in an interview is gonna ask her somewhere what she think about this. I can't wait to see what her response is.
Tell you, if I tell you, I might as well put it on social media.
Simone has been keeping her foot on the back of Phaedra's neck, okay, all season.
Greg, you told T this would have been a fight to the death.
Why do you laugh at him like that? Look at Curtis. Watch. Curtis is tickle pink.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg, these men ain't your friends at all.
Who do we think would have won? Just indulge me.
Andy, you so messy. So messy. Andy is so messy.
She called him a pedophile.
Oh.
On social media.
This right here, this is probably one of the most frustrating parts. Is I do feel like Dr. Damon has a lot of smoke for Dr. G at times, but it never feels like Dr. Damon acknowledges where some of that came from. And some of that came from some of the bad blood came from that comment that was posted on social media.
He was like, am I a cheater? Am I a cheater?
And you sat there like a coward. I mean, you challenged me and
I don't think people want Dr. Damon to talk down to his wife. I think what people want is for him to acknowledge to Dr. G that something was said that was very, very harsh, that was potentially could have affected his career. That's what I think. And it's not about talking down to his wife because nobody wants to see that. We didn't want to see Dr. G talk down to Sweet Tea. It's really just about him acknowledging to his friend that, yeah, my wife said something that I don't like, or she said something that she later regretted, and I acknowledge your feelings. I think that's what we are looking for. That's what I am looking for, an acknowledgement of the man's feelings with regards to that comment. So it's not about talking down to her. Nobody wants to see that because we didn't want to see it when it happened on the show with Sweet Tea and Dr. G. We didn't want to see it back when it happened with Dr. G and Quad. We don't want to see that. It's just about him acknowledging his friend's feelings about something that was said. That's what it is. That doesn't mean that he doesn't support his wife. Nobody wants to see that because ain't nobody looking for any of these couples to break up. That's not the point of this. The point of this is just that happened. Can we stop acting like it didn't happen? Miss Cargill says the Married to Medicine women are mean girls who weren't. Thank you for that super chat. I can't say that, but thank you for the super chat. I respect your opinion. But it does feel, I mean, they feel, for some reason, they feel like they're targeting certain people this season, and it comes across very mean girlish. And I don't know if they realize that that's how they're coming across, but that's how they're coming across.
guess you just got in your feelings when I stood up to you.
No, I stood up to you.
Who stood up to who? Who's no man who?
Me, and I guess you just got in your feelings when I stood up to you.
No, I stood up to you. How do you want to move forward with this group? Can the four of you coexist?
No. Not without therapy. Okay. Not without therapy.
That's not normal behavior.
Well, it's not for you to comment on, King.
I don't believe in this. My wife can say anything to you.
You're not going to talk to my wife crazy.
Two things can be true. One, you're right. You're not going to talk to anybody's wife crazy. But also, two, you know, I feel like everybody has to be responsible for what they say. And you can't just say anything to anybody because you don't know how the next person is going to react. If they're going to have that same level of respect for the fact that that's your wife, even though if your wife says something crazy, you just don't know. So it would be better for everybody to watch what they say to everybody else's spouse, because one spouse is not going to react the same way somebody else's spouse is going to react. And so that's a risk you take when you start talking crazy to somebody else's spouse. That's just period. And if you want to keep your spouse out of danger, then you probably need to watch your mouth, because if you know that your spouse is going to be the one that ends up into a blow up, then you have to be responsible for what you say so that your spouse doesn't get the beating or have to face the consequence for giving the beat down. Period.
You gave us your ass to kiss, and we hung out with Greg.
Simone. Oh, Simone. Y'all know it ain't a party until Simone start yelling. So, what set this off?
Kiss, and we hung out with Greg. You got me. You got me. No.
So, what I noticed is Sweet Tea is trying to contain Dr. Simone, which is interesting because I haven't felt like Dr. Simone had been very supportive of T at all. I mean, actually, most of the women don't seem that supportive of her at all, which oftentimes that's what makes the show feel like so unbalanced, because there's really no person there that is standing up for her, or at least got her back or has her side. So it just feels like a bunch of women who are ganging up on the new person. That's what it feels like. Whether it is true or not, that's the way it feels on scene as a viewer of the show. And I'm shocked that the ladies, as they were filming, they didn't think about that. Like, that looks a little crazy. So it's interesting to see this dynamic here, because I wonder if something changes.
Gave us your ass to kiss, and we hung out with Greg. You got me. You got me. No.
Now, what is this about?
That's exactly what you deserve. Hey. Get the out of here.
Now, what happened between Quad and Simone? Now, again, I always feel like they're gonna always have some underlying tension. Like there is something there that just has not been worked out, and I don't know where it really lies. But I'm interested to see how this comes to be. And no, you can. Please understand me when I say this. You can like this cast, but also recognize an imbalance at the same time. Like, you can be objective. You can have an objective stance and still like these people. Like, don't think you can't. You gotta, if you like one person, that means you can't like another person. And no, it just means you see a situation and you don't like it.
Oh my God.
I understand something happened. Ladies, 11 seasons in, and y'all still don't know how to act.
You know what? I agree.
I mean, this ain't listen. The men got into it this year too. So, I mean, they had a whole pillow talk, a party moment. Okay. Wait, somebody said Britt stepped into the chat. Where? I have been dying. I want to talk to her. I don't see her. Maybe I missed her. But anyway, So I'm interested to see what happens here. Like, how do they fall apart? This should be interesting. This should be interesting. This should be very interesting. I'm ready. I'm ready. I do think that next season something needs to change. And I'm not saying something has got to change on this show in order for me to really feel like we're getting something fresh next season. You know what I'm saying? I gotta figure out not loving hip hop. Oh God. Love and medicine. Love and medicine. Anyway, so yeah, something's got to change next season. I don't know what it's going to be, but you know, they need to have a little bit of a shift in energy. Maybe that's just adding new cast members. I don't really know, but sometimes a cast needs a little talking to. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to have a little stern talking to shake up this dynamic. Because if you don't shake up this dynamic, then next season it's going to be more the same, and it's just going to feel stale. And I hate to say it. And the reason I don't say cast shakeup, the reason I don't say cast shakeup is because people said cast shakeup with Atlanta, and now people are unhappy with Atlanta. You're never going to make everybody happy. But I think if you bring back a Mariah, then you could balance this cast out. Because I guarantee you some things will be shook. Okay? I wish they would. Let me go on to put me in, coach. Put me in the game, coach, because it would be so easy to fix this. It would be super easy for me to fix this. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. We be back in September with a new show. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Ratings high. Ratings high. Okay. I'm just saying, Mariah. I mean, come on now. Think what this show would be with Mariah back on it. And I would let her bring maybe a friend or two or something like that, just to give us some new fresh energy. Again, there needs to be a balance on the show because there's not one now. And it just feels like the ladies don't like Sweet Tea and the men don't like Dr. G. Who will it be next season? Next season, they'll be back on Quad. Then she'll be out. You know, it's just going to be wash, rinse, and repeat. So, oh, thank you for the super chat. Oh. And that's interesting. Why? Why don't they like him now? They wanted him back so bad. That's a very interesting question. That is such an interesting question. I'm very curious as to, like, y'all all worked so hard to bring them to this show, only for everybody to be like, poof, be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I don't know. It was just crazy to me. It was just crazy to me. Anyway, I didn't see Britt in the chat like somebody said she was. If y'all do see her pop back up in the chat, let her know. Interview, baby. Interview. I want to get to know her. You know what I'm saying? I want to figure out who is Britt Reedy. Give us your personality outside of the camera. I want to see that. Okay. That's all I got for y'all today. She's so silly. Somebody said, "Did you say a medical minute?" No, it was this one. She can tap on with a little medical minute. Oh God. Okay, book 3. I'm working on it. Please charge it to my overworked mind and not my heart. I'm working on book 3. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Somebody said was okay. So that was the question. So we talked about that in this video here from earlier today. And that's what Shamia said in an interview. That's what Shamia said. But Britt has basically made a post and said that's, people are spreading lies about her. So I don't know. We got to figure that out. What is IEP? What is that? What is IEP? Hey, what up, boo? What it do? What it do? Oh, yes. I meant to listen to that earlier today. Mm-hmm. Did you say doc and hip hop? Oh, I didn't know what that meant. I did not know what that meant. My bad. Y'all know y'all got to educate me. Elandria says IEP, individual education plan for kids under 5 or 4 and special needs. Gotcha. How did that come up in this conversation? Did somebody? How did we get here? Okay. Bring back Mariah and Buffy so they can. Yeah, I feel like just give it a chance. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Right, like I'm scratching my head too. Yes, ma'am. All right, y'all. So that was our Married to Medicine reunion recap, trailer recap. Anyway, and then of course the Toya versus Porsha of it all, and how Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim have factored into this. Wild Friday. So anyway, Sweet Tea, we probably need to do another. Let's recap the reunion at the end or something. That would be fun. At the end of the road. See how you feeling at the end of the road. With that being said, y'all, I will catch y'all in the next. I'm still trying to figure out where IEP came from. Anyway, I can't wait till BravoCon either. I wonder if they're going to do it this year. I'm still looking at y'all comments and trying to figure out what's going on. How I'm trying to catch up in the tea in the comments. Anyway, I gotta go. Y'all, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. With that being said, hey boo, hey. We will catch you all in the next video.